Joining me now is the president of the New York Stock Exchange, Lynn Martin. Lynn, great to see you. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Maria.
I want to get your take on this real optimism underway and whether or not it continues. But let's start with your market trends. You say you've got 3 trends that organizations should watch out for.
Yep. IPOs are going to reemerge in 2025. We're incredibly excited about our pipeline. We're excited about what we're seeing with the firms that are already on the road. And if you look at the secondary market performance of the IPOs that occurred on the New York Stock Exchange last year, they're up 58% over their IPO prices.
Wow.
So that shows the market's open.
Yeah.
Particularly with the trends that you just mentioned.
To what do you attribute that gain in the secondary space?
Good companies that came to market, companies that were ready to come to market, and demand. When I talk to the long-only investor, they have demand for these new companies that are in our pipeline to come to market.
Well, it's interesting you say these companies are ready. So what does a company need to understand about being ready to actually take their company to the New York Stock Exchange and take it public?
Yeah, be able to clearly articulate your strategy and continue to deliver, show delivery on that strategy quarter after quarter.
Okay, good analysis there. What are your expectations for M&A? That's another thing we've been talking about because, of course, with the changes in leadership at the FTC and the DOJ.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a strong year for M&A as well, particularly, as you point out, the changes in the administration. It's a very business-friendly environment that's being created in this new administration. And I think that's the reason why there's so much optimism on the U.S. in particular, and a lot of reason for optimism on the global economy, given the U.S.'s leading role in the global economy.
Well, President Trump has had an idea a minute, and of course his latest idea is about investing in America into AI and data centers. The president announced a major investment yesterday, joining forces with Oracle, SoftBank, and OpenAI on this Stargate project. $500 billion, $500 billion, coming from these companies into the United States in the next 4 years to build AI data centers in the United States. The 3 company CEOs committed $100 billion up front. AI, of course, one of the main topics here at the World Economic Forum. How does that play into your thinking for the year?
Yeah, I mean, AI is going to continue to be a trend this year. When we think about AI, we don't just think about it for the sake of AI. We think about the data that goes into the models. We're very focused on having the golden source, the one source of truth, go into the models, because you can have tremendously positive outcomes if you have good data in the models.
So what do you want to see in terms of policy from this administration, then, from the Trump administration?
Continued focus on allowing business to grow. Really that growth agenda that President Trump seems to be promoting in his early days of office. And even prior to him taking office, when he came to visit with us, and when he rang the bell in December and brought 9 members of his administration to the New York Stock Exchange, to us, that's a symbol that he is very pro-business and wants to promote that growth agenda.
Yeah, and he's a deal maker, so he's coming up with all these deal ideas. You're participating in a panel here tomorrow called Markets Dealing with Divergence. What does that mean? Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a smooth path. There's going to continue to be twists and turns. Growth is not a linear path. So that's pretty much what we're going to be talking about. What to do when volatility sets in, what to do when the unexpected sets in, and how to continue to promote that growth mindset despite any sort of unforeseen circumstances.
So what's the answer?
Be nimble. Be nimble, be resilient, be ready to pivot. If you're a company that views disruption as an opportunity, this is a tremendous time for you to be in business.
Yeah. Do you expect the NYSE to see more scale in terms of acquisitions yourself? I mean, there are exchanges out there with different products that maybe the NYSE looks at. What about consolidation there?
Yeah, our parent company, ICE, we have done a tremendous amount of acquisitions. That is part of our playbook, but we have a very deliberate return on investment that we feel the obligation to uphold to our shareholders. So we always do the build versus buy analysis. And sometimes it's easier to buy, to get to market quickly, to maintain that nimble entrepreneurial mindset that ICE is known for.
So what are the traders saying on the floor right now and the upstairs desk in terms of what they're hearing from clients in terms of this optimism?
They're hearing a lot of optimism. They're hearing continued growth in the U.S. markets. They're hearing that this is going to be a great time for American businesses, but also global businesses, that there are going to be deals done with other nations. So a time to be very optimistic.
Well, you've got to be feeling great about that, sitting at the, you're really the nucleus of American business at the New York Stock Exchange in New York.
Well, we're only as good as our community, and we have the greatest community of CEOs and entrepreneurs.
All right, we'll leave it there. Lynn, great to see you.
Great to see you, too.
Thank you so much. Lynn Martin is the president of the New York Stock Exchange. Thank you so much.